You're watching the Western Athletic Conference. It's here on ESPN. Matinee basketball in Abilene, Texas. Today, the ACU Wildcats try to get back to 500 in WAC play in their first meeting against the Utah Valley Wolverines. Welcome in to Moody Coliseum on the campus of Abilene Christian University. Andy Penny alongside Chris Jarrett. Yeah, the Wildcats of ACU coming off an impressive win versus Seattle U on Thursday night. A chance to get back to 500 in the conference standings at 6-6. They'll take on a Utah Valley team who starts in 10th on the day, but just one game out of 7th place in the WAC.
Yeah, and for Abilene Christian, I think it's simple that this is what they were hoping. The situation that they were hoping to be in is to continue to build on that momentum that we saw them do on Thursday against Seattle. Took care of business, and they're looking to do the same again here today.
You'll see a look at the standings here. Again, the Wildcats at 5-6, currently in the 6th place spot. Utah Valley at 3-9, currently in the 10th place spot. The top 8 make Las Vegas, but as you can see, a 3-way tie for 7th. So Utah Valley, a lot to play for to get back in the mix here today. Hey, Chris, let's look at our impact players today. It's a difference of tempos and styles today. Allie Criddle will lead the way for Utah Valley. It's Addison Martin for ACU.
Yeah, and for Addison Martin, we're going to talk about it later, but the last time she took on the Wolverines, had a big game, was over the 20-point mark, and so looking to use that side, Andy, and she's back. We saw her back in action in the last game against Seattle, and just a noticeable difference maker with the size she's got and how the team respects her as well. For Allie Criddle, a scorer, but it's on a team that doesn't really have a lot of scoring options, so she's been the one that's been a consistent mainstay in the starting lineup for this Utah Valley team.
We're a 3-person operating crew today. Let's send it courtside to the 3rd member of our team. It's Daisy Stride. Hey, Daisy.
Thanks, guys. Let's take a look at the series history between ACU and Utah Tech. ACU leads the series 3-0. The last 2 games have been lopsided in ACU's favor. Last year's score was 73-46, where Addison Martin had 20 points and Bella Earl had 11 points with 8 rebounds. The Wolverines are 2-8 on the road this season and are continuing a long road trip here in Abilene at Moody Coliseum today. Guys, back to you.
Hey, thank you, Daisy. The first time these two have played this year, the first of 2, they'll play the last game of the regular season on March the 9th in Orem. But today, matinee basketball here in Abilene. Chris, it's a difference of styles and tempos today. An ACU team that averages 71.5. Utah Valley's only scored 73 times all season long. They are about defense and half court. For the Wildcats, it's transition and 3-point shots.
Yeah, and for Utah Valley, where they're hoping they're going to stack up, Andy, is what you had just mentioned in the half court game. They want to try to slow it down and see if they can get hands in the passing lane and try to create turnovers. Looking at stats, that's where the Wolverines really thrive, is limiting opportunities from their opponents. And for ACU, you flip that. We'll talk keys to the game later, but if they can play within themselves and keep things limited, they take a lot of shots. So rebound's going to be big today as well. But if they can get some of those shots to go down and play their game on that end of the floor, then things should go the way that they're hoping for.
Wildcats averaging 9 3-point makes a game. They lead the WAC in rebound margin. That's where Utah Valley is last in the conference in rebound margin. But defense is the name of the game for the Wolverines. They lead the conference in steals per game and turnover margin at more than 4.5. Better steals than the opponent. This should be a good one. The Wildcats come in again at 5-6. They're in the 6th place spot in the WAC. Utah Valley at 3-9. They're in the 10th place spot, but just 1 game behind a logjam for 7th at 4-8. So a lot on the line. So we get ready. Addison Martin, Kylie Mabry in the center circle. Wildcats win the tap in the home whites. Here's a look at the starting 5. Earl, Hull, Martin, Jackson, her 3rd start at the point guard spot, and Traeger. Hull on a drive with the left hand. The leading scorer for the Wildcats misses. And Martin at the rim misses too. 2 good looks, but no points to show for it. The Wolverines a defensive rebound. It's Mabry, Tafisi, Criddle, White, and Kaitu'u, the starting 5 for the visitors this afternoon. In the road greens. This Texas 2-step trip played at Stephenville and Tarleton on Thursday. Fell by 5 to the Lady Texans. Ball out of bounds back here to the Wildcats. ACU a home win on Thursday night, 82-63 versus Seattle U. A game that was tied halfway through the 2nd quarter. The Wildcats going to run to end the first half and then spread it out to a 19-point win. Hole at the rim, right side. The leading scorer has her first 2 this afternoon.
Seeing early penetration inside the painted area for ACU. First trip down, even a second chance board. It couldn't cash in, but right there, Peyton Hull able to get inside.
Whistle and a travel here on the way. Allie Criddle to the basket. Here's a look at Dan Nielsen in his 5th year with the Wolverines. He's a Texas native. He spent time at BYU. Former assistant at Utah Valley, but now the head coach in his 5th season. He's been here to Abilene with his Wolverines each of the last 2 years. Hull's first 3 from the left corner falls short.
That's where Utah Valley's going to stand a stake in this fight, is if they can force one and dones and get rebounds and push.
Tafisia drive, shot too strong. Chance to run here for Jackson. He's always been in the starting point guard spot each of the last 2 games, coming off a season-high 13 on Thursday. Ball's loose, and there's one of those steals we talk about, the WAC leader in steals. Talia White rips the ball away and has an extra possession here for Utah Valley.
Can't have the lazy passes, what feel like the easy passes. They have to be tough ones. And just a hand in the passing lane right there jars the turnover.
Now a driving lane, the layup left short by Tafisi. One and done rebound again for the WAC leader in rebound margin, the Wildcats. Definite advantage today for the home team. Jackson with the left hand, whistle and a foul, chance for a 3-point play.
Boy, Andy, she gives a spark. She plays really hard on the defensive side, but you see with space, she'll take it to the cup. Little contact in the finish for Zoe Jackson.
But great body control. She went to the rim with just the left hand. The junior from McKinney, the transfer from Butler, Zoe Jackson. Again, 13 points on Thursday, 5 of 8 shooting, 3 of 6 from deep. She's got 3 here the old-fashioned way in the first 5 for the Wildcats. And a steal on the inbounds. Hull to Earl, defense to offense. And an early Dan Nielsen timeout. Perfect start for the Wildcats. They've got the first 7 this afternoon. 7:48 left in our opening quarter on Super Bowl weekend. The first 7 for the Wildcats. WAC basketball on ESPN. And back in Abilene, Texas, 4 points already off of turnovers for ACU. They've got the first 7 this afternoon. Andy Penny alongside Chris Jarrett. Chris, let's look at this afternoon's keys to the game.
Yeah, and we touched on them early for Utah Valley. Got to try to win the turnover battle and force some of your own. ACU only 1 turnover out the gate. And rebound. That's going to be something that it's ACU, a lot of shots that they're going to put up for the Wildcats, Andy. Efficiency, if those shots can go in, they're just going to be on the plus side of the score, and it's as simple as that. With that scoring, spread the ball around. Get some other scorers involved. We know that Peyton Hull, Bella Earl, Addison Martin, these top 3 names that they can score the rock, but that's where ACU is really effective, is when they can spread it around.
Dan Nielsen did not like the start. He has made a 5-for-5 substitution here for the Wolverines. You see Kaylee Bayon, number 24. Jenna Dick is also in, as well as Amanda Barcelo. Hallie Nelson, Tessa Cheney. Entry pass tries to find Cheney. It's tapped away and saved in bounds on the far sideline. Turnover number 4 for UVU. Martin back to the basket. Claire Traeger, first 3. Rattles the rim home. First 10 for the home team.
There's that scoring depth. It's Claire Traeger from 3. It's not the Wildcats. Really, when you look at statistically the top option, but Claire Traeger very capable of knocking down the perimeter shot.
And now Hull a steal, 2-on-1 with Traeger. She'll give it up. Claire to finish.
Man. Red hot, Andy.
Absolute perfect start today for the home team.
Defense to offense, even the half-court game when they've had to create, things have looked really good so far.
And this is a Utah Valley team that only averages 59.5 a game. They've only scored 73 times all year. Points at a premium. They still look for their first 2 as the shot left short by Barcelo. Earl, a trailing 3, falls out. Julie Goodenough was very quick to emphasize pace and tempo today. Bayon in the paint, and Utah Valley has their first 2. Kaylee Bayon, the sophomore.
And it was Bayon just knowing the pace of the game, was able to lower the shoulder and just take a one-on-one to the rim.
First zone look we've seen for the Wolverines. Jackson will try to shoot them out of it. A little strong on that three. Utah Valley, a mix of man and zone. Man about 70% of the time. Zone the other 30. Martin a steal on the entry pass. Well, the interior defense has been strong here to start.
Its entry pass got to be a little quicker.
And a reach in here, Hallie Nelson. Just looking Julie good enough. We just referenced her a moment ago in her 12th season here for the Wildcats. 223 wins here for ACU, more than 500 in her career. A staple of this women's basketball program for a long, long time. Get a look at Claire Graham, the sophomore, number 23. The first substitution, she and Emma Troxel, the freshman, number 21, are both in. Graham will pull the trigger in her first possession. Troxel the foul, fighting for the rebound. It's a good start for ACU. They're 5 of 11.
And it's just the depth. We're looking at who's been able to knock down shots for ACU as a team. Bella Earl, Peyton Hollarger with shots to go. Zoe Jackson, Claire Traeger, 2 for 2, so they've got options.
Nelson, nice entry pass. Cheney at the rim, though, missed it left side. Slaps the hands together. She retreats on defense. Martin, her second game back in the starting rotation. And Earl Strong on a three. Martin missed 4 games with the ankle injury. Played limited minutes last Thursday at Tarleton. Back in the starting rotation on Thursday versus Seattle U. As Jenna Dick misses her first shot, the second block. Cheney blocked on the inside.
That's good on Addison Martin. Play wasn't over, just affected the shot, got a block.
Earl drives baseline. Barcelo wins the battle. And gets the block shot. A little more than halfway through our first. The Wildcats scored the first 10 today. They missed their last 5 now, though, 0 for 5. But another steal, another turnover, number 7. Martin leads the break. Too strong on the shot. And both teams trying to catch their second win. Jenna Dick, a wide open 3, right side. Missed it. Barcelo missed the follow. Well, just nothing falling for the Wolverines. No. Bodies on the floor. Bella Earls the basketball. Jump ball call. Possession to stay with the Wolverines.
Just madness on this end of the floor with the ball on the ground and fighting for possession. And everybody's good there. You see Bella Earl just pretty much hands and knees trying to retain possession. And now a discussion about, I think, maybe where the ball gets inbounded or what's going on here.
I think a little confusion on possession. Wildcats won the opening tap, so our first jump ball today should go the way of the Wolverines.
Maybe who established possession, if it should be a shot clock that's not quite at 30 or a couple seconds, they're going to give a full 30 to the Wolverines.
Jess Martinez, Chaka Wada, Jonathan Varela, our 3-person officiating crew this afternoon. There's Jenna Dick, another look at a 3, top of the key, left it strong. Jenna has an amazing stat line. She's made 40 field goals on the year. 36 of her 40 are from behind the 3-point arc. Just 4 2-point field goals made. And another ill-advised pass and turnover. Unforced turnover, it's number 8 of the quarter.
ACU started that 5 for 8 start from the field, 0 for 6 since. 0 for 6 stretch for Utah Valley as well, since Bion was able to knock down the lone bucket.
It's Meredith Mays, number 14, the freshman from Bixby, Oklahoma. Been in a scoring drought of 2.5 minutes for both teams. Troxel will get one to roll up over the rim and in.
Nice backside cut. Find Emma Troxel, and you mentioned it, just able to have enough to creep over the front lip of the rim.
A freshman from Bushland, Texas, just outside of the Panhandle, Amarillo. With the extended defense here for the Wildcats. Well out on the 3-point line. More substitutions here for the Wolverines. As Allie Criddle back on the floor. Sage Gibb, the redshirt sophomore, Alberta, Canada, make her first appearance.
It's the 11th body to come in this ball game already, Andy.
We knew there was depth.
Yeah.
This is a Utah Valley team that ranks 8th in the country in points off the bench because of their depth. Gibbs' first shot of the afternoon falls out. She'll run down her own rebound. Second chance opportunity. Now backdoor cut to Bion. She's got all 4 here in the first quarter.
And again, just Zoe Jackson didn't really have a whole lot of help, so that's an easy backside cut and a good execution.
1-3-1 look. That will allow Hall a shot in the corner, left it short. A run out for Criddle. And a 3 in the corner, front rim this time from Bion. Meredith Mays a run out. Criddle the steal, she's fouled in transition.
Pretty messy back and forth between two. It's Peyton Hull, good look up the floor and was looking for Meredith Mays. Some contact there that gets let go.
And both teams still trying to find their rhythm here in the first quarter. ACU the hot start, scored 10 right out of the gate. We've played it 4 apiece over the course of about the last 6 minutes now. Gibb left side. Gracie Wernley, the freshman number 22, is checked in for the Wildcats. Kaitu'u goes to work too strong. Wolverines have had some good looks.
They have.
Not finishing at the rim.
No, good ball movement, Andy, and then that's Graham on the block with Kaitu'u just one-on-one, made it work for it.
And Wernley a 3 right side. The banks are open on a Saturday. Take them any way you can get them. Gracie's got her first 3 today. Gibb will try to answer. And Jackson the board.
A lot of up and down. Not a whole lot of break in transition.
Back-to-back trips, Wernley. This one will fall out. Wolverines just 2 for 15 from the floor. Bion with all 4 points. Gibb works the pick and roll. We'll find Bion backside. Good box out Meredith Mays.
Long stretches of time makes those trips like that. It looks like ACU trying as hard as they can to rotate bodies in and out as well, Andy, but some really tired bodies out on the floor right now.
More bodies on the floor, and I believe a foul call this time on Nelson. It is. It's a hustle foul, but a foul nonetheless. Just a slight difference between game clock and shot clock. Wildcats can essentially hold for the final shot here in the first quarter. Started the game on a 10-0 run. Troxel over to Wernley, who will drive baseline. 3 on the clock. Has to force one up. Can't get it up and in. And that's how the first quarter will come to an end. 11 points off turnovers for the Wildcats. They've got a 13-point lead 10 minutes in. WAC basketball on ESPN.
WAC Vegas is back. The best fans, championship basketball, all in exciting Las Vegas. Join us March 13th through the 16th at the Orleans Arena for the 2024 Hercules Tires WAC basketball tournament. Don't miss the crowning of a men's and women's champion. For more information, go to wacsports.com/WACVegas.
Doctors and nurses are the foundation of healthcare, but it takes people from all different backgrounds, experiences, and education with unique talents and skills to fulfill our mission of providing high-quality healthcare, emphasizing excellence and compassion consistent with the healing ministry of Jesus Christ. Join our team of educators, nurses, accountants, pharmacists, environmental service techs, transporters, and more. Be part of something that matters. Be part of the mission. Apply today at hendrickhealth.org/careers.
The Fieldhouse, where the goal is better. Whether it's body composition improvement, athletic performance, mental fortitude, or quality of life. Better looks different for everyone. With the help of our qualified staff, we will be there to guide you, to keep you accountable, and to help you recover. Whatever better looks like for you. Come see us at the Fieldhouse, 1609 Conwood Street, right off the Treadway.
Wildcats a 13-point lead as we get ready to start the second quarter. Andy Pennick, Chris Jarrett. Hey, let's go courtside to the third member of our team, and Daisy Stride. Hey, Daisy.
Thank you, Andy. Peyton Hull has just crossed the threshold of 300 points this season as a freshman in just 21 games. As a freshman, she leads the team in total points and averages 15 points per game. A really impressive start to her collegiate career here at ACU. Andy, back to you.
Thank you, Daisy. Yeah, Peyton Hull, I think, is in obviously the conversation for the WAC Newcomer of the Year this year. She's been in double figures in every WAC game, all 11 this year. 17 of the 20 she's been in double figures. She's been impressive in her freshman campaign.
Yeah, and it's, the opportunity has knocked, Andy. It's a team where Zoe Jackson now has made her first 3 starts of the season in the last 3 games. And again, as a freshman, if you can come right in and make the difference she's made, you've got a spot on any team.
Well, it wasn't a shooting spectacle in our first 10 minutes. ACU 7 of 18, 39%. Utah Valley 2 of 16 in that first quarter, just 13%. The Wildcats start the second with a 13-point lead. A jump ball here. Wildcats had it to start the quarter. The Wolverines will get it here. The 4 points, the lowest quarter that the Wildcats have had defensively versus any of their opponents this year.
Take that. Again, just poor numbers shooting from the field, but you got to give a lot of that credit to the defense inside.
And they'll go right to the inside. Tessa Cheney, the 6'3" sophomore with nice position down in the paint. She has her first 2. Just the second Wolverine to score. Bion had all 4 in that first quarter. Here's the mentioned Hull. Misses a 3, and now a run out for Criddle. One-on-one with Peyton. And good transition defense as Hull gets back.
Yeah, she didn't really put too much of the body in contention for a foul. Just got a high hand in there.
But another steal. Mabry gets the steal this time. Another entry, Cheney, but she shuffled the feet. She tried to collect herself with the basketball up top. She shuffled the feet. It's turnover number 9.
Yeah, so we're seeing a good notion inside, and then just the pressure from Bella Earl there to cause the turnover.
Wildcats trying to figure out this extended 1-3-1 zone. Hull another 3, she'll bury it this time. Her team leading 54-3. Second in the conference behind Maddie Warren at Utah Tech, who has 58. And that's Peyton's 54th. Warren's played 3 more games though than Peyton has.
Very similar spot to where she missed the recent one as well.
Gibb in the paint, left it short. Cheney a second chance, and Criddle a drive to the bucket. Allie Criddle at 6.5 a game has her first 2. So much depth offensively for Utah Valley. Nobody scores excessively. The jump ball in the corner. This one will stay with the Wildcats.
It's a tough spot to try to get the ball. Heels of Peyton Hull are right on that end line. And credit Utah Valley, they bring over a little pressure. 2 bodies on the ball. And Peyton Hull, even with moving the basketball, trying to look around knowing someone's open.
Coach Nilsson, an extended conversation with the officials far sideline. The Wildcats keep possession. 20 on that shot clock. Hall another look in the corner. And Jackson an offensive rebound.
It's Utah Valley doing a great job of continuing pressure out on the borders around the court right here. And again, someone's open for the Wildcats, but with that pressure, it's got Traeger off balance, and as she's going to the baseline, has to try to just hope someone's over there.
It's a Wolverine team that produces 20 turnovers a game from their opponent. ACU was 7 here in the first half. Still a 12-point lead for the home team. White will drive, 3-man weave. Tafisi gets one on the glass.
Good board.
Martin cleans it up. Well, you're right.
Long trips down on this floor.
Reversal to Earl in the corner. Bella's coming off a nice game, 18. She had 4 triples on Thursday versus Seattle U. Her first one today, she's got 5.
Those sequences don't add to success for Utah Valley, is making ACU work for it defensively and then quick points on the other end. That's not a good recipe.
Criddle down the baseline. Traeger cleans it up, one and done. Wildcats really owning that rebound margin. Tops in the conference. More than 5 rebounds a game more than their opponents. Hall with a driving lane. 10 on the clock as Martin gets a touch. Good defense there by Cheney on the inside. Run out for Criddle.
Great sequence.
Allie Criddle now with 4. She's got 2 buckets in the quarter. This 1-3-1 zone has given the Wildcats some trouble. But Hall will make another 3 in the corner. If there's a weakness of a 1-3-1 zone, it's in the corner.
Yep.
That's a lot of rotation you're asking from the baseline defenders. And Peyton Hall will take advantage. Her second triple. Cheney on the other end. The Wolverine offense starting to collect themselves. Get into a nice rhythm.
I think you could count on one hand how many stoppages we've had in the second quarter. And you can see it on the face of these players out on the floor.
We're going to play this first 20 minutes at about 25, it feels like.
For real.
Box out on the backside. White has that board. Criddle the hot hand. She's got 6 all here in the quarter, and a Julie good enough timeout. Driving lanes here for the Wolverines. Allie Criddle trying to keep the Wolverines in this thing. Halfway through the second quarter, ACU's got the 12-point lead.
Yeah, welcome home, Wildcats. Moody Coliseum, the longtime home of ACU basketball, is back. This is the premier ACU Wildcat offense. Look at that gem.
I've seen a lot of Texas out on the open road. From up in Amarillo down to San Antonio. No matter where I travel, one thing remains the same. Everybody loves Ford here in the Lone Star State. Ford is the best in Texas.
Utah Valley starting to heat up. They're 5 of 9 in the second quarter. They've hit each of their last 3 shots as well. Still a 12-point lead here for the Wildcats, but Julie Goodenough did not like what she saw from the visitor Wolverines. Starting to get warm on the offensive end. Hull stays hot on the ACU offensive end, but Utah Valley's starting to figure out their offense today.
I think so too, and 5 for 9 is a great indicator of that. So well over 50% shooting in the second quarter for the Wolverines, and just doing a good job of staying patient. I think Andy too, we're seeing they're making ACU work for it. And early on, it's more of a long-term success plan. They're getting ACU tired defensively, making them move a lot, and then down in the wee seconds of the shot clock is when they're getting their high percentage looks. Now you've got an exhausted Wildcat team bringing the ball up the floor, and if they can do that possession after possession, they're going to hope to try and hang around this game.
UVU making their first trip through the state of Texas, again at Tarleton on Thursday. They're here today. They'll travel home for a few, but then back for a 3-game Texas swing with UTRGV, SFA, and UT Arlington. This 1-3-1 zone has given Julie Goodenough's Wildcats some trouble. Let's see what the conversation was. It's a quick ball reversal to the opposite corner. Earl left the shot short. Again, that's how you beat a 1-3-1 zone. Quick ball reversal, get it into the opposite corner.
They seem ready for it. I mean, it's moving around, and it's Hull in the corner. Bella Earl right there with the shot attempt. Definitely someone that can knock down a 3.
Speaking of 3, Talia White too strong. Utah Valley 0 for 6 from deep. Wildcats are 5 for 17 from behind the arc. Back to a man-to-man half court this possession. And the lob pass to Troxel on the inside.
Tough finish, able to got it go down as well.
Julie Goodenough has been so high on Emma Troxel, says she's the most consistent spark we get off the bench. She makes something happen every time she's on the floor.
And with Mays and Troxel, the size that both have, really bright looking future.
Earl, that ball tapped into the backcourt, so the possession stays alive, and now Mays loses it on the pass. Turnovers adding up for both teams. 9 for Utah Valley. That turnover number 8 for the Wildcats.
Every pass feels tight. Every movement of the basketball feels contested. And it's the mark of a good defensive team.
White another 3 in that same corner. Left this one short. Tafisi the offensive board. And now a drive to the basket. Back to White. Whistle and a charge call. And it's the spark plug we just talked about, Emma Troxel taking the charge.
This is how, when it feels like the ball's getting moved around the spots where it makes it tough to defend, this is how you can stop it in its tracks. Just come on over well after the ball is out of the hands and take a charge.
It's a source of pride for this Wildcat team is the charge wall that they like to keep up with. Took 4 charges Thursday. And got Maya Moore of Seattle U in early foul trouble, taking 2 charges on the post. Really changed the course of that game early. Wildcats have led by double digits pretty much throughout today. They scored the first 10. Lead by 14 as we close in on the halftime break. Burnley already 1-3 today. Left that one short. Offensive rebound, assist, Meredith Mays. Bella Earl finishes.
And it doesn't. You really don't need to preamble about why the benefits of Meredith Mays and the impact she has, but right there's one of them. The size, she sees Bella Earl knifing right through, and it's an easy pass from that high.
A 3-second violation. Of course, Meredith Mays picked up the minutes when Addison Martin was out with that ankle injury, that 4-game stretch. Meredith started 5 games in that stretch. Her minutes went up from 15 a game to 26 a game. She averaged just shy of 10 points during that stretch too. Tutu misses on the inside. Hey, coming up at the half. We'll send it upstairs. There's Roman Raffelli, Zion Webb. They'll take us through their analysis of the first half. Looking good upstairs on the club level here at Moody Coliseum. That's coming up. Roman and Zion at the half. With another ill-advised pass and another turnover.
Andy, you were talking about just Meredith Mays and answering the bell really when Addison Martin goes down. Now back on the floor is Martin, but you know, it's the California Baptist game. I think that is really one of the most impressive feats we've seen. You lose someone in Addison Martin against one of the best in the conference, and you have to have someone like Meredith Mays come in and say, okay, freshman, this is where you're being called upon, and the game and the spark that they had in that game, and to get the win in overtime. I mean, those are huge moments for a team in a season.
Mabry the foul on Earl after she scored on the other end. Yeah, I think this team grew a lot that day, California Baptist. Of course, as of now, CBU's only loss in conference was here a few weeks ago. They've got a big one today with Utah Tech at home. Wernley at 3, blocks, stays in bounds. Criddle got the block, and now out of bounds on the Wildcats. And you mentioned it a moment ago, the extension of UVU. Boy, they could cover a lot of ground.
Yeah. And it's these wide pockets and corners, and you're just not going to get a lot of foul calls. It's what it feels like today, so you got to play through it. You got to keep playing.
White will drive this time. The floating shot no good. ACU playing just as good of defense on the other end. Wildcats at 39%. Utah Valley at 27%.
Just Earl and Hull, the starters for ACU. Warrenly, Troxel, Mays, all non-starters and all freshmen out on the floor for the Wildcats.
All 4 of the freshmen on the floor, including Hull. Looks for a third 3 today. And out on the near side, it'll stay with the Wildcats. Mays will get a breather. Martin back in. So the 4 freshmen not on the floor very long, but Julie Goodenough loves that combination. Yeah. She can have an opportunity to play all 4 at the same time.
And why not? Right?
Yeah.
Just keep laying the bricks.
Bright future. Troxel 3. And Bion will lead the break. Bion scored the first 4 for UVU. She's been quiet since. Mabry down the baseline. Into the hands of Jenna Dick. The Tarleton transfer. She's played here in another uniform before. She had her reunion in Stephenville on Thursday. Earl, a 3, rattles out. And Mabry in a hurry the other way. Finishes left side with the right hand.
Good take.
When the scoring balance for UVU continues. Criddle with 6, Mabry 4, Bion 4, Cheney with 4. Shot clock's off here in the first half. And a foul on the outside.
You see how much it can do when the ball gets slowed for a second. That's when Utah Valley is able to clamp down on you defensively. And it was a good look to get it to Addison Martin at the free throw line, right in the heart of that zone defense. But the ball needs to keep moving. It was a pass that was a little off the mark, and it really slowed things down.
Now a whistle, a foul call, and Hull hits the 3, but a foul call. I think fighting through a screen. And the foul on Criddle.
Yeah, and I think what Julie's trying to say is that, yeah, I believe it became before the shot. Looking at that there is when Martin went down, it looked like Hull was still gathering. But Coach Goodenough wants at least an explanation and maybe a perspective here.
So the 3 will not count. It's only team foul number 4, so no bonus situation free throws yet. ACU with 8.5 to work with before the halftime break. Run the same play?
Yeah.
Same inbound?
Right.
Warrenley will do the honors. And there it is, same call. Shot off the mark, whistle. And a foul. And I believe this one on Utah Valley. If it is, I think it is. It's on Bion. I believe that's team foul number 5. And free throws coming for Addison Martin.
It was probably the longest sequence we've had, or at least trips down on this end of the floor in the first half in what's been an otherwise marathon first 2 quarters. But Peyton Hull, chance at the top of the key on the inbound, still had, Andy, about 5 seconds, maybe 6 seconds even, with the clock stuck there at 5 seconds when she let it fly. But it's a good shooter you want to get it to.
I said Addison Martin at the line. It's actually Gracie Wernley. Wernley's the one you want at the line. Now 23 consecutive made free throws. She's 28 of 29 on the season. Final heave for the Wolverines. And that's how the first half comes to an end. ACU has been in control the entire first half. They scored the first 10. They've held Utah Valley at arm's length the entire first half. 34% shooting in the first half as well. They've got a 14-point lead. Courtside, Daisy Strine has the head coach, Julie Goodenuff. Daisy?
Coach, what are your thoughts on the first half?
Great start. We couldn't have asked for a better start. Our defense helped us get early offense. Now we've got to settle down. We're getting a lot of good shots. We got to knock down open shots.
What are you looking forward to in the second half to do better on?
Better defensive awareness. We've got to play defense as a team. We had quite a few breakdowns to start the second quarter, so we've got to play as a unit on defense.
Thanks, Coach. Andy, back to you.
Thank you, Daisy. 32-18, ACU a 14-point lead. Roman Raffelli, Zion Webb, they'll have your halftime report. It's WAC basketball right here. We're on ESPN+.
Welcome back inside Moody Coliseum here at our third floor broadcast studio. I'm Roman Raffelli, joined by Zion Webb. Zion, what'd you like in that first half?
Honestly, for me, I feel like it was the 3-ball. The 3-ball was the X factor for this team. ACU shooting 21.7% from 3, as well as UVU a whopping 0 from 3. That was the biggest part of the game, as well as the mindset. Going into the game, ACU tended to look like they were falling into Julie Goodenuff's ideal, that they're going to shoot threes. They're averaging 28.8 attempts for 3 per game, and it looks like they're actually tapping into that and making sure that they lock in and trust the process of what the coach is saying.
Absolutely, and for ACU, they've come out shooting. They played really, really well. They're shooting 34% from the field, and in that first quarter, they outscored Utah Valley 17-4. Having 11 points off of 8 turnovers was huge for them, and then obviously in the second quarter, Utah Valley came out 10-9, and they had a tied second quarter 14-14.
Yeah, and honestly, I think the biggest thing to turn the trend for this team is just to play defense, just like the old heads always say. Offense wins games, but defense is what wins championships. And in big games like this, inside of the WAC and conference play, you have to be able to play defense and turn the ball over. Right now, they are not doing much of that, and ACU is just doing and having their way. Starting off the game, Peyton Hall just decided to go right under the basket and score the first point. This starts, and they go from the under the basket to the midi game to the 3. And as you can see, they're lashing and throwing it out at any point in time they want. Who knows? At a certain point, we might see them throwing it up from half court. So honestly, the confidence is what we have to strip away from ACU today.
Yeah, they played super well, and having Addison Martin return on Thursday, she has 0 points in this first half, so it's been really good to see that even despite one of their best players coming back and having a lot of momentum, has still not had a great game, and they've still been able to take a 32-18 lead into the half.
Yeah, and that's big because ACU, their identity is to pass around the ball and get threes. And that's a good look. If one of your best players is not scoring and you're still dominating, that's amazing to see. Now, conversely, on the other end, UVU, the Wolverines have to do better. They average 28.9 assists per game off of their bench, to score off of their bench. So they need to be able to make sure that they pass the ball around and stop the double team so they can score effectively.
Absolutely. That's Zion Webb. I'm Roman Raffelli. This was halftime inside Moody Coliseum. We'll see you after this.
ACU has a 14-point lead here at the half on Utah Valley. Bella Earl with 7 points at the halftime break. Chris, you had an opportunity to sit down with Bella earlier this week.
Yeah, and just an awesome sit down and just to hear more about the story of Bella Earl, who she is on the floor, off the floor, and her story as well. So happy to bring it to you now, and big thanks to Bella Earl for sitting down with us.
Go to Earl on the left side. 3 on the way. It's something good. Third triple here in the first quarter for the Wildcats.
For you as a player, your freshman year, what do you think has changed the most about you as a person from when you came here and who you are now?
I think I've matured a lot on the court and off the court, and my confidence has gone up. I think like as a freshman, I was always worried about like what other people were thinking about me, if like basketball-wise and also like off the court. And I think Coach Goodenough and the coaching staff and all the coaches that have come through ACU and my teammates that are here now and that have graduated also have helped me become like the person I am today.
Having people that played sports in your family growing up, what was that like for you in your early days?
So I have two older siblings, and my dad played professional sports, and so I was kind of thrown into every sport there was, and I just went out there and I wanted to compete with my brother and his friends, and so I think that kind of put me at an advantage against other girls my age, and I just had that competitive mindset in really anything, whether it was sports or just board games at my house with my family. I always wanted to win, and so I think that just really helped me.
Tell me about your dad, Guy, what type of person he is and what he's chosen to do with his life, and what you think of that and how that affects you and hopefully other people.
Sports standpoint, you know, coming from a professional athlete, he always pushed me to be the player I am. He still texts me every day about, you know, getting in the gym and getting better, but also being a pastor. He is always so caring and loves other people so well, and I think that has helped me, like the person I am, loving other people well. And we do like daily devotional texts to each other, so we'll send pictures of our book that we read together. And so I think just it's a great balance of, you know, pushing me on the court, but also pushing me to be the Christian woman I am.
Inbounds to Earl. 3 in the corner. The 12th triple today by the Wildcats.
You seem like when you play, you are having fun. Like it doesn't, you don't really have to guess. You seem like you smile and stuff. Why is that help you, or why is that who you are out on the floor?
I mean, I love playing basketball. I always have, and I think whenever you're going out there and having fun while you play, it's gonna benefit you. And so I just go out there and work hard, and the play is gonna come to me. If my teammates are having fun out there too, it also helps me. And so I just think going out there and having a smile on my face really just helps the environment of the team. And so I try and always do that, and it's helped me a lot.
Good stuff, Chris. Yeah, Bella Earl, certainly the epitome of team leader, great teammates, captain on this team as well. She has 7 points in the first half, and she's doing her thing like she always does.
Yeah, and again, just had to ask about the smile. It just seems like she's always having a blast when she's on the floor. And again, big thanks to Bella for sitting down and telling the story of her story, and it was great to find out more about her.
She has 7 points. Peyton Hull has 8 points in the first half. But if we're making a video of this first half, it's about defense in this first half. As you can see, 32-18 here at the break. Neither team's shooting it well, but that's a compliment to the defense of both teams on the other end.
Yeah, absolutely. And at times this game, Andy's felt like a track race, right? It's just been a lot of up and down, but credit both teams. They've hung in there, and you see what Utah Valley was able to do in the first quarter compared to the second. So they made some changes. They were able to get some shots to go down, and the numbers from the second quarter really improved from what they had in the first. And so just trying to continue to work on the things that they want to hang their hat on to be a successful program. And for ACU, this is a team, we started the broadcast, Andy, talking about where they are in standings and how they want to take advantage of these home games inside Moody.
Allie Criddle with 6 points in that first half. Mabry had 4. Bion had 4. Cheney also with 4. They're the only 4 Wolverines in the scoring column there in the first half. You see points in the paint went the way of the Wolverines. Hull with 8, Earl with 7, Traeger had 5, Wernley had 5, Troxel 4, and Jackson with 3. As we start the second half, Wolverines the first possession, down by 14. Criddle will continue to go to work, try the reverse this time. Well defended. 27% for Utah Valley, 9 of 33. They have not made a three yet today, 0 for 8. They did not go to the free throw line in the first half. ACU 34%, 12 of 35. 5 of 23 from deep. Utah Valley starts in a zone. Backdoor block pass to Bella Earl, and Bella will go to the free throw line. Success for the Wildcats against this zone has been rotation to the backside, the opposite side. Peyton Hull was able to hit some threes in the backside corner against the zone. This time Earl open on the backside block. And Bella, the junior, 12 points a game. That's top 20 in the WAC in scoring. Leads the team in assists at 4 a game. That's good enough for 6th in the conference. 7.8 rebounds, is 2nd in the conference as well. So Bella's in the stat sheet. Of course, the 2 triple-doubles, back-to-back triple-doubles back in November. 2 for 2 at the line. Criddle's 3 falls out, and they continue to be 0 from deep. Jackson on a run out. Contact and a block call. Criddle tried to get there for the transition charge, didn't get there in time.
Pretty, I mean, it's a big gamble to take.
No foul trouble at all for these teams, with the exception of now Criddle, who has her 3rd. ACU just has 2 total team fouls in that first half. That was the 10th on Utah Valley, but Criddle has 3 of those. She'll have to check out. Bayon's back in. Here's the reversal. Skip pass to the corner. Hall left it off the rim. And a foul down on the inside again. I believe Bayon caught. Hey, don't forget Wednesdays, 9 a.m. Central. It's the Julie Good Enough Show. You can see it on ESPN+. Julie always good enough to give us a behind-the-scenes look at the Wildcats, what has been and what is to come. The Julie Good Enough Show, 9 a.m. Wednesdays on ESPN+. Foul was on Bayon, that's her 2nd. Hall with a drive, gets to the glass and finishes.
Good on Zoe Jackson, the decoy in the corner, not the 3-point shot. They want to open that up for Peyton Hull to get downhill, and she was able to finish.
Her 18th game now in double figures. She's been there in all 12 in WAC play. She's got 10. Mabry a drive, contacts, and the first free throws for UVU are coming up. Foul on Hull. Good step through there by Mabry.
Yeah, and Peyton Hull, right idea to try to get there and take away the lane, but just left that little seam. It's possible to slip through and get a shot off.
Mabry, the sophomore from Kaysville, Utah, the leading scorer for Utah Valley at 7.6 points a game. But again, this team is balanced. Marcello at 4.5, Jenna Dick at 6, Tafisi at 6.5, Criddle at 6.5, Talia White at 6.8, Bayon at 5.5, Kaitu'u at 5.5. So not one player is dynamic in scoring, but they all can score. 2 for 2 trip. Mabry has 6. Wildcats in control again, the first 10 this afternoon. And 2 more for Bella Earl. She's in double figures with 11.
It's important to note how Bella Earl caught that basketball. She caught it and turned her back to her defender in air to take away the opportunity of getting a hand on the basketball.
It's Bella now with 11. It's her 13th time in double figures. White strong on the 3. Pass deflected into the hands of Earl, who will finish. And it is the old-fashioned 3-point play.
Just continued to play. Ball got deflected. Peyton Hull trying to look for Addison Martin underneath. Loose. And the ability to finish over top of Cheney.
This is where ACU had early success in those first few minutes, was transition. Get out and get ahead of that half-court zone. They've done it to start this second half. And Bella, who had 7 points in the first half, already with 7 in the second half. Largest lead of the afternoon at 21. Wildcats will show zone in the half court. Coach Nielsen directing traffic. Cheney a touch, pass deflected. Bion a look at a three, and she'll rattle it home. Wolverines' first triple this afternoon. Bion has 7. And Hull fouled on the attack. And already, Chris, that's team foul number 5 here in the quarter. The Wildcats will shoot a bunch of free throws here in the last 7:20. It's a team that shoots it pretty well from the stripe, about 70% on the season for ACU. And when we talk about second chance points, it's a team that rebounds incredibly well, especially on the offensive side. And then right here, those two go hand in hand in free throws and second chance points with this team. All at 73%. And she's a 3-time WAC Newcomer of the Week. A legitimate shot to be the WAC Newcomer of the Year. I think she and Chloe Lemon from California Baptist, who's won Newcomer of the Week 3 times. I think she'll be in the discussion. Lemon is actually sidelined right now with an injury, which is advantage to Hull. Callan Dallas from Utah Tech, the freshman sharpshooter, she'll be in that conversation.
Lemon also, too, could just light it up from downtown, and she fits that scheme so well. Freshman comes in, just give us that threat from outside.
Sage Gibb back in. Wildcats full court pressure. It gets the turnover with the steal. Zoe Jackson a 3. And Mark steps on the baseline. ACU showed just the full court pressure one time. They're back to half court zone. Gibb entry pass. Finds Nelson. And a nice pass to Cheney, who finishes.
Cheney just in a good spot with Traeger on the open side of her hip and was able to get a hand up. Perfect placement for the pass.
6'3" sophomore. Martin goes to work on the paint against Nelson. And the two post players trade buckets.
Tough assignment. Nelson at 6'1", had her hands high, was in a good spot, so Martin goes around.
Give a 3, right corner. Back-to-back triples for the Wolverines.
We talked about during halftime, I wish I'd stopwatch these up and downs and these sequences like this with no stoppages in play, because again, these two teams are really starting to have this game take a toll on them.
The officials letting them play well today. 8 on the clock. The pass deflected far sideline. Baker gets her hand on it. 7 to work with. Wildcats have hit 4 of their last 5 field goals. 5 on the clock for Earl. Hall as the shot clock goes to 0, too strong. A battle. Out of bounds, last touch by the Wildcats. Hey, let's sit it down courtside. Daisy Strine. Daisy.
Thanks, Andy. After a 4-game road trip, the Wildcats returned to Moody Coliseum on Thursday, excited to finally be back in Abilene after 3 weeks without a home game. The team snapped a 4-game losing streak in an 82-63 win over Seattle U. Now ACU is 7-3 overall when at home and 4-1 in WAC play with only 8 regular season games left. Chris and Andy, back to you.
Yeah, thanks, Daisy. This is the second game of that 4-game home stand. The schedule very favorable in this 4-game stretch as Bion gets to the glass and finishes. With this 4-game stretch with Seattle U, Utah Valley today, next week UTRGV, and Stephen F. Austin. A chance to play 4 in a row on the home court, where the Wildcats have played well this year.
Really well. We've seen who's come in and who they've given a test to in this season, and Jackson picks up the transition foul. I think a team, Andy, that you put on a neutral floor, and with the talent and the potential that we've seen from ACU, the ability to knock down the perimeter shots, could be a team that could be a tough force come March.
44-30, Wildcats 14-point lead. And back to Abilene matinee basketball this afternoon. the key city of Abilene, Texas. ACU has the 14-point lead. Andy Penny alongside Chris Jarrett. Hey, let's look around the WAC here. Some big games going on around the WAC this afternoon. One that we keep an eye on today is UT Arlington and SFA. UTA is a half-game lead on ACU, so at the end of the day, an ACU win and a UT Arlington loss, Wildcats could be in 5th place. Seattle and Tarleton over in Stephenville. Big one at CBU tonight with Utah Tech. Grand Canyon, the conference leader at Southern Utah. Full day of WAC basketball on the women's side.
Yeah, and it's all these matchups going to be important as we get down the stretch and where everybody settles down, because you do have your top 2 contenders in Grand Canyon and California Baptist towards the top. Then kind of that 1B tier of teams that we've seen consistently this season in the WAC. But I think, Andy, right in that maybe 4 through 8, maybe 9 range is where these games are going to be so important as we come down the stretch. Home games are going to matter. If a team can steal a win on the road, this is when conference play gets really, really exciting.
Ball is inbounded before the Wildcats were ready defensively, and an easy steal of 2 points for UVU out of the timeout. ACU is just breaking the huddle on the right side of the floor. And now a steal. Nelson one-on-one with Troxel. And we'll get to the line and shoot 2. Now check this out. ACU still breaking out of their huddle, and the officials go ahead and inbound the basketball to Utah Valley, and it's an easy 2.
Wow, yeah, it was that bad. Back in action.
And Cheney, the recipient.
Yeah, and then the steal and the run out, the chance to get here. We've noted what Utah Valley does really well. They do defense, they do the grit, they do the hustle plays. They bring you out of your comfort zone really well. It's the point scorers are kind of the final piece to fall into this puzzle of a team that can be really dangerous when you look at the first frontline characteristics.
Nelson, a 1-for-2 trip, a foul, and possession to stay with UVU. Foul on Bella Earl. It's an 8-0 run for Utah Valley to get back within 11. The lead had swelled up to 20, but now an 8-0 run has it back to an 11-point spread.
3 of your 5 starters right now with Zoe Jackson good to go, and it's Claire Traeger that has just checked out around the media markers. So it's a team that has continued to just stay true to the ball game, keep sticking to the game plan, and having the points come to them naturally.
So the foul, the 5th team foul on the Wildcats in the quarter. Free throws again for Cheney, the sophomore from Saratoga Springs, Utah. 6 double-figure games this year. 2 of those are double-doubles. 1-for-2 trip. I hate to say it's nervous time, but still plenty of basketball to go this afternoon.
Well, and that's what you can't do if you're the Wildcats, is you can't play timid. You got to keep playing loose.
Eight-hole corner 3, boy, has not been there from that corner. And another Wildcat foul will walk the floor, shoot free throw.
That's the opposite of what we saw by the Wildcats coming out of the gate. Is they played fast, they played free, they matched the tempo. But on the offensive side, there were really no hesitations or anything like that. They moved the ball and found their scores pretty quickly.
And this will send Kaylee Bayon to the line. Bayon started quick. Scored all of the Utah Valley points in the first quarter. She now has 10 with the make free throw. Bayon averages 5.7. This is her 5th game in double figures now. Had not scored in double figures since November. It's been a while. But a good afternoon today in Abilene. And this is the closest that Utah Valley has been in a long stretch.
21-point lead, now dwindled down to 8 as you mentioned, Andy, but still a lot of time in the third quarter for the Wildcats, as this is where they're getting, I think, their toes stubbed, is right across the timeline and that extended perimeter mark. That's where Utah Valley is bringing pressure up, and it's slowing down their ball movement, getting into their offense.
Foul call here on Nelson. Troxel to the line. 67% from the strike. Emma's minutes have really gone up here over the last 6 games. Of course, a lot of that taking some of those minutes from Addison Martin, who was down for 4 games. She's played over 20 minutes, 6 consecutive games. 1 for 2 free throw stops the 11-0 run by the Wolverines. Lob pass on the inside, nice catch, Cheney, she didn't finish. And that's really been the difference. UVU's missed some bunnies down on the inside all afternoon.
Wildcats have fronted underneath, but the passes are being put in great spots. It's a matter of finishing for Utah Valley, and either getting them underneath, but the last 2 now have been great passes, and they've resulted in misses.
Gibb on a drive, Martin contest. Addison Martin into your living room, check this out.
Yeah, just a miss, maybe expecting contact.
Wildcats a 2-3 zone. Mabry the drive. It will stay with the Wolverines. Shot clock did not reset, just 8 on the clock. And a turnover into the hands of Wernley. 3-on-2 if she wants to push.
Good close out on the other end by Zoe Jackson, who's got it now.
Martin a touch. Earl directs traffic with the dribble. 8 for Jackson. A whistle and a foul on the inside.
It's been a battle inside pretty much all game long, Andy, with Addison Martin trying to fight for position underneath on the extended block, and it was when the ball was away from the post, she picked up the foul.
Call it on Cheney. It's her second.
We're seeing now free throws by ACU. It seems like it's been a couple minutes that passes by since Utah Valley made that 5th team foul of the 3rd quarter. And now ACU is starting to get to the strike, try and cash in on the free throw chances.
We shot a combined 3 free throws in the first half, all by ACU. Both teams have shot 8 here in this 3rd. Skip pass to Mabry for 3. Martin had the box out.
Yeah.
Nobody could get the rebound. Shot clock reset.
Left it short. It's great defense by Zoe Jackson. Doesn't take the risk of a foul. Just walks with her all the way to the left side of the cup and then allows the shot.
Martin through a double team. Wernley into the paint. Lost the dribble. Possession arrow will stay with the Wildcats. Wernley got amongst the trees on the inside.
Yeah. And the ball has moved so quickly on this offensive side, and so rarely have we seen anyone be able to back down one-on-one inside the post without a helping hand come in, like we saw there.
It's a 4-minute stretch. The Wildcats have not made a field goal. Good catch, Troxel, she'll finish. That'll end that stretch.
Bion said, where'd that come from? Slipped right over her shoulder. I don't even think Emma Troxel was ready for it, but she finished.
Both Troxel and Bella Earl, who made the pass, made the face like, holy cow, cannot believe that worked.
Watch that one on tape.
Another nice catch, Cheney, she'll finish with the left hand.
They haven't stopped that look. They keep getting it on that right wing.
The lob pass, no backside help, and Cheney's taking advantage. Cheney has 11. Second Wolverine in double figures. Nice extra pass to Martin. And free throws coming. And fouls now starting to pile up for UVU. As Criddle has 3, Nelson 3. And the Cheney foul gives her 3. Tafisi also with 3.
They've been fighting. That was a great look of the fight Cheney and Martin have been having inside today. And Cheney thought Even though Martin was there, got a great pass. Thought she got a piece of the basketball on the shot attempt.
Oh for 2 trip, but right back into her hands. Earl kick out. Nelson able to save it. Nice save with the steal. And UVU, again, a possession to get back in single digits. Have trailed by as many as 20 today. ACU had a 21-point lead, actually, earlier this quarter. Give a 3, left wing. Second chance again. And a foul. Free throw's coming for Cheney. And UVU, who struggles to rebound the basketball, owns a 15-9 offensive rebound advantage, 37-31 total rebounds. That's flipping the script on rebounds. ACU leads the conference in rebound margin. Utah Valley is last in the conference in rebound margin. And UVU is +6.
A lot more shot attempts. ACU has had some one and dones, not as many offensive boards as they usually have had.
A 1-for-2 trip for Cheney. She will get a breather. Kaitu'u comes back in.
She's exhausted. She essentially has been the one where most of the offense, should say, has been ran through. And then on the defensive side, it's Addison Martin trying to return the favor and size up inside, which she's trying to do right now.
Deflected pass into the hands of Bion.
This team will kill you if you don't fake passes, and Utah Valley's done a great job of taking away the first look.
Methodical set this time as the shot clock hits 10. Kaitu'u goes to work with Troxel. The step through, Troxel rips it out of her hands. Bion has it back. The 3 falls out. Nelson had a good look, couldn't finish. Shot clock's off here at the end of the third.
And Troxel not happy with how she had the rebound, and then it was swiped away from her. She gets another one, so 2 boards down that trip for the freshman.
And another steal. Nelson a hand in the passing lane. Outlet pass though to Bion. She can't make the catch. And ACU has it back with 5.8.
It's the type of day it's been.
It has been a clinic defensively. Hull sets up for the last shot of the quarter. And the horn will sound, and that's how it comes to an end. ACU had a 21-point lead. Utah Valley fighting back. Still business to do with 10 minutes left. WAC basketball on ESPN.
Foundation of healthcare. But it takes people from all different backgrounds, experiences, and education with unique talents and skills to fulfill our mission of providing high-quality healthcare, emphasizing excellence and compassion consistent with the healing ministry of Jesus Christ. Join our team of educators, nurses, accountants, pharmacists, environmental service techs, transporters, and more. Be part of something that matters. Be part of the mission. Apply today at hendrickhealth.org/careers.
The Fieldhouse, where the goal is better. Whether it's body composition improvement, athletic performance, mental fortitude, or quality of life. Better looks different for everyone. With the help of our qualified staff, we will be there to guide you, to keep you accountable, and to help you recover. Whatever better looks like for you. Come see us at the Fieldhouse, 1609 Conwood Street, right off of Treadway.
Welcome home, Wildcats. Moody Coliseum, the longtime home of ACU basketball, is back.
This is the premier ACU Wildcat offense. Look at that gem.
10 minutes left in Abilene. We get ready to start the fourth quarter. 48-39. ACU has the 9-point lead. Andy Pitty, Chris Jarrett, and the entire ACU TV crew. Hutton Harrison, everybody. We got some 49er fans in the house as well. Not so sure about that, but we'll let it slide today.
Will we?
Who you got tomorrow?
I'm just going to watch the game. It's about open and close, my take on the Super Bowl, Andy.
There you go. Well said by neutral broadcast voice right there, Chris Jarrett.
How about you?
I'll let you say that.
Yeah.
I'll go the other way. How about that? Hey, Chris, ACU scored the first 10 today. Other than the first 10, it's been really pretty even the entire way, and that's where we are here, still the 9-point spread.
I think so, too. What really surprises me is how we raved about how Utah Valley has played and taken chances away, and they forced turnovers, Andy, but the points off turnovers still favors ACU 17-7. So it kind of ties hand in hand with how we've talked about this Utah Valley team. Not far away, just a couple scoring pieces from being a really strong team. And then I think that kind of exemplifies that of they've gotten the turnovers, but not cashing in on the turnovers. The score could be different.
Utah Valley at 29% shooting. Gibb will help that with a drive and a bucket. ACU at 39% shooting today. And this is the closest the Wolverines have been since early in the first quarter, maybe at 7-0. Hole a three, right wing. Too strong. Traeger an offensive board. Misses the first and the second. The Wolverines have the rebound.
Contact underneath on the other end for Traeger, but you got to make the first. And that's good ball movement that ACU had to align that opportunity. The hole three doesn't go, but a great look. Traeger right there, a great spot for second chance. She just didn't hit it.
Riddle's been quiet this first half. Gibb has not. A three on the way, too strong. Jackson will come out of the pile with the basketball. Nice entry pass. Martin will finish on the right side. The lob pass has worked on the opposite end. Cheney. This time Martin, good position in the line. Addison with 5 points all here in the second half. Nelson a three, left side. Boy, just cannot fall for Nelson today. 0 for 3 shooting now. Traeger will square up at 15, and Claire puts it down. It's a good looking shot, Claire Traeger.
That solves every problem that you can have on the offensive side. It's just the ability to knock down an open three-point shot.
The grad transfer from Binghamton. Gibb launches again, rolls around the room. Hole 2-on-1, contact, and a charge call. Bion gets the call, a charge on Peyton Hull. That's Peyton's third. Bion got there. Didn't think she got quite set, but the replay says otherwise.
I think so too. I wasn't so sure, but she really just didn't move too much. Just found the spot and set her feet. It looked like a shoulder bump, but you don't need much to take a charge.
Again, Hull's third foul, the first Wildcat with 3 fouls. She will check out. Meredith Mays, Gracie Wernley are both back on the floor for Martin and for Hull. There's the lob pass, Cheney, tough catch. Mays the block. Team leader in blocks, Meredith Mays.
Yeah,
there's 16th of the year.
That's the fix, too. The ability to affect the shot from Meredith Mays. She just has, where maybe Addison Martin is tougher and quicker, Mays has the size and can still affect the shot without getting too involved.
10 on the clock for Wernley, top of the key. Earl to Jackson, the southpaw three. Got it! Zoe Jackson's been huge the last 3 games at the point guard spot. And a Dan Nilsson Wolverine timeout. The lead is 12, back to 14. Zoe Jackson, her second triple of the afternoon. Wildcats back up by 14. 7:13 left today. Zoe Jackson, a big-time three-point shot. 6 points on the afternoon and 10 rebounds for the point guard, Zoe Jackson.
And she's just done a phenomenal job of stepping in. 5 the last time out was a season high. Now 10 is a career high in her time since she's transferred from Butler. And just with the size she has as a guard, she rebounds. She gets to the rim and scoops up the boards. You don't have to outlet. You're already pushing the other way. And in her 3 times she's been a starter, the last 3 games she's been a game changer, Andy.
Coming off a season high 13 points versus Seattle U on Thursday, making her 3rd start of the season. 6 points, 10 rebounds today in 26 minutes. And the lead, which was down to 8, has swelled back to 14. Cheney down on the floor to get a rebound. Bayon's been the hot hand offensively. She'll drive with the left hand. There's 2 more. Bayon with 13 to lead all Wolverine scores. Bella Earl with 14. Peyton Hull has 11. Mays in the paint, triple team. Possession will stay here with ACU.
That's tough for Traeger there, because if you step all the way over and you're the sole help and cut off that lane, that leaves Cheney wide open, right? So does her best to try to hang around and continue on the assignment and also affect the shot, but too much to ask for.
A lot of contact, a foul call here. Mabry a little too aggressive, fouls Wernley. Just her 2nd. Bayon with the 13 today, had not scored in double figures since December 2nd. It is her 5th double figure game, but she had 4 of those in the first 7 of the year. Had not scored in double figures since a Utah Tech game, December 2. She has a steal here, and here come the Wolverines again. Not going away in Abilene today. Another 3 look for Nelson. And again, Chris, you mentioned it a moment ago, there's just not that one explosive, dynamic score for UVU that can get them back in a game in a hurry. Earl a wide open 3. Trickles out to the near corner.
And we were noting how it was Cheney getting inside and the mismatch on Martin. Not even a mismatch, just was getting passes in a great spot and limiting ACU's options defensively. But now, okay, we quick fix that. Where are you going to go when shots aren't falling in from one particular player? That's going to be a big step forward.
Criddle works that entry pass to Cheney. There's the backside help, and Earl swats it away. 5 on the shot clock.
That's huge on Bella, just not allowing it to get there. So she's seeing the ball when it's not right in front of her, and that's great defense.
Mabry a 3 on the inbounds play, and Mabry hits it. Her first triple today, she's got 9, and it's back to a single-digit deficit. 5:15 remaining.
What you have to do is continue to hold serve and just run what you run offensively.
Earl trapped in the corner, finds a cutting Wernley. Size mismatch on the inside. Nelson the block. Last touch by Wernley out of bounds.
These are great opportunities for, we've been noting the freshman with Mays, who's now going to check out for Martin, Troxel, Wernley. I mean, this is where you grow. This is where you're able to go into your sophomore year feeling better about how you entered your freshman years. You've got these conference games, single-digit deficit games under your belt.
Bayon right side, skip pass, Nelson, extra pass, Mabry, 3 on the way. Can't hit back-to-back. That one's back rim. Jackson another board. Now it becomes maybe a game here, Chris, of just squeezing some time out of the basketball. Limit possessions with a 9-point lead. Wernley works on Bayon, right side, 8 on the clock. Gracie a lot of dribbling. Gets rid of it to Jackson. Zoe going to work. And she'll draw contact, and free throws coming. Down the stretch we come. ACU hanging on to that 9-point lead. Utah Valley not going away. Good finish coming up in Abilene. 55-46. Andy Penny alongside Chris Jarrett. And Chris, we mentioned the 10-0 run to start the game. That's really been the difference this afternoon. Now it's a matter for the home team of just taking care of the basketball, extending possessions, shortening the game, and making some free throws.
Yeah, I think both teams have done a fair share amount of things good or things that they'd like to take advantage of and do better next time. But I think it goes to show when coaches talk about how important starts are in the opening minutes of a contest, we're seeing why. I mean, it was a big surge out of the gate for ACU. 12 points in the first 3 minutes. Looks like it's holding to be a big difference right now, like we talked about.
Utah Valley able to get back within 7 late in the third quarter, but that's the closest they've been since 7-0. Zoe Jackson closing in on a double-double today, 8 points, 12 rebounds. Full court extended pressure for ACU just to burn some shot clock.
Had 3 on 2 there. That's tough for Utah Valley when time is not on their side. Got to capitalize on those.
Tafisi on the floor, have not seen her in a while, but she is in. Has the basketball near corner, 5 on the clock. Bayan going to work with the left hand. Nice pass to Cheney, who's fouled. And free throws coming for the sophomore.
It was a good set, kept the ball moving constantly. And this is where you want the final touch to be. This is where you want to have, or who you want to have the ball in their hands right on the shot attempt is your big inside and Cheney.
Cheney now 3 of 5 at the line, 13 points. She and Bayan both with 13. 1 rebound shy of a double-double for Cheney, which would be her 3rd of the year. Possession to stay with the Wolverines. Let's look at ACU's upcoming schedule. Again, next week is a doubleheader of home games again, RGV and SFA, before on the road a tough stretch. California Baptist and GCU, the 2 conference leaders. Wow. Cheney with some contact, plays through it, no foul call. 2 more for the sophomore. She's got 15. It's an 8-point game.
It's a tough lesson to you got to keep playing and all that. But man.
Martin fouled, Troxell's got it. And free throws coming. For Utah Valley, they get a chance to go back home. They get the conference leader in California Baptist next week at home. Then back to Texas after a 2-game homestand. They get the other 3 in Texas. They were at Tarleton earlier this week, ACU today, and then RGV, SFA, and UT Arlington.
Seeing that word March.
Man, we're almost there. 4 weeks left in the regular season. That's it.
That's crazy.
4 more weekends of doubleheader games for all of the teams in the WAC. Top 8 make it to Vegas. Leads at 9. Bayan in a hurry. Cheney finishes. Bayan's been impressive today, has Cheney. They've kept the Wolverines in this thing.
Speed and just the pedal to the floor and the ability to get it to your scorers and mere seconds go off the clock.
We'll hit the 3-minute mark on this possession. Martin, all she can do is save it. Here come the Wolverines again. Chance to get within 5. Good defense there for Troxell. Another 30 for ACU to burn off the clock. Hold to Martin, great catch, great finish. The and-one's coming, chance for a 3-point play.
I don't know how that pass got through, but it did. And I don't know how Addison Martin was able to corral it and still get a shot off, but she did. Just a lot of things that needed to go right in about a 2.5-second window, and it did.
Tafisi saw it and anticipated it. She just could not get there quite in time. Picks up her 4th foul. Martin a chance with the and one. It's a 10-point game.
That's such a huge swing with Bayan's got all the way to the left block and missed, and now this and the free throw on the other end. The swing that we just saw in the last 30 seconds, huge.
Skip past Criddle. Right back to the near corner. 3 on the way, Mabry. Cheney a double-double. Whistle though and a charge. Cheney led with the front shoulder and got caught. That's her fourth.
Felt like this one's been coming for a while, just with how the game's gone and the events that we've seen. Almost felt like you could have bet the house on we were going to see an offensive foul there.
That's her fourth. Tafisi, Criddle, Nelson, Cheney, all with 4 fouls. The rebound did give Cheney a double-double, 17 points, 10 rebounds. All a three. Bella can't finish. Under 2 minutes we go. Criddle on a drive. She gets it up off the glass and in. She's got 8. And Jackson loses it out of bounds, far sideline.
That's you have to have your foot on the gas pedal to beat the press, get across half court. But empty trips are going to be huge for either team here on out.
UVU leads the conference in 20 forced turnovers, and that was turnover number 20 for the Wildcats. 32nd timeout for the Wolverines. But possession down 8.
Talk about a tough shot. Criddle barely got that one to go. And then, yeah, you're going to expect pressure right here, the ability to beat it. But you've got to keep playing, and down here, you're going to expect, if you haven't seen pressure yet, you're certainly going to see it here in the final minute 40.
UVU still time to attack the basket down 8? I think so.
100%. Yeah, it's not in that territory where you have to start forcing shots outside to make up ground. 8 points in a minute and a half is doable.
And there's the foul. I thought it was coming. Illegal screen on Cheney. Her day's come to an end. Her last 2 fouls will be on the offensive end. One a charge. This one an illegal screen. Double-double for the sophomore. 17 points, 10 rebounds. But her day in Abilene has come to an end. Hallie Nelson will get the minutes here down the stretch as Cheney makes her way to the bench.
She's been huge for Utah Valley today. It's tough to see someone like that in a game this close have to leave the game, but physicality was huge today.
Jackson fouled. Mabry picks up her 3rd. Free throws for the Wildcats the rest of the way.
You feel like a lot has been let go in this contest, right? Just in terms of fouls and whatnot. 23 personal fouls now for the Wolverines. So even all of that to say, there's still 3 players on the floor, or at least on the stat sheet, with 4 personals.
1 for 2 trip for Zoe. Talia White back in. 3-point threat for UVU. Criddle will check out. Bion works with White, right side. Too much time going off the clock here for the Wolverines.
I think so.
Tafisi a 3. Under a minute we go. And Troxel has the rebound. And Bella fouled on the near side. Free throws for the junior.
Yeah, really good ball movement on the other end. But again, it just took too long.
Yeah.
It's tough sometimes to try to hurry up your offensive process, but at this stage in the game, it's almost like you'd rather a quick shot at a 2, just get to the rim and try and get some points on the board, than getting an open 3 that we see doesn't go down.
Bella with 7 points in the first half, now 8 here in the second half, 15 total. And Chris, it looks like Wildcats will get out of here with a 2-0 weekend. Their first one in WAC play, a 2-0 weekend.
And it's hard to come by, even if you are at home. Doesn't matter who you play. You're always going to get the road team's best shot. And but again, it's even better when you can erase and put in the back of your mind the 4-game road trip that they were coming off of.
Back to 6-6 in conference play. UTRGV, Stephen F. Austin will be here next week. Another Thursday, Saturday home doubleheader. Utah Valley will let this one play out. Just as I say that, Nelson up over the back of Martin.
Now Nelson's done. Credit Utah Valley. I mean, they really brought the physicality, but the fouls just continued to pile up down the stretch. Now losing Nelson and Cheney.
ACU the first 10 points today, and really the difference. Played back and forth. The lead was as many as 21. Utah Valley able to get back within 7. But the Wildcats now up by 13 with one final possession. Utah Valley will fall to 3-10, 8-14 overall. This 3 no good. And Hull has it. Jackson will dribble it out. Good week for the Wildcats here on the home floor. And back to 6-6 in conference play. Your final score from Moody Coliseum. ACU 66, Utah Valley 53. Wildcats just shoot 38% on the day, 21 of 56, 6 of 31 from deep. But defensively, great job of the Wildcats as Utah Valley just 30% shooting, 21 of 69, and 3 of 24 from deep. Wildcats played great defensively.
I think so too, and this is one of those games you just have to stay patient. You have to continue to you have to let some calls go, let some things go, and that's what ACU was able to do really well. Andy, I think they continue to stick to the script, and when things weren't really going well, they just kept hanging their hats on their leadership and continued to stick with the coaching, and things just worked out. We're down the stretch, they were able to have that. But for Utah Valley, I mean, we continue to note, even on, off the air, that this team's not far away from winning some ball games.
Bella Earl with 16 points to lead the way. Peyton Hull has 11. Addison Martin gets into double figures as she has 10 points today. Zoe Jackson, a big day today as well. 1 point shy of a double-double for the junior. 9 points, 12 rebounds for the point guard, Zoe Jackson. She is courtside with Daisy Strine. We'll send it over to Daisy. Hey, Daisy.
Hey, guys. Zoe, how does it feel to be back in Moody Coliseum after a long road trip?
It feels great. I mean, we shoot in here every day. We practice in here every day, so it was just comfortable, and I'm glad we got a win.
You had a great game today. Tell us your thoughts on this opponent and how you guys did.
We knew that they were really good at steals, so we just tried to, keep the ball in our end and make good passes, and that's what we did to come out with a good win.
Congratulations on the win. Andy, I'll send it back over to you.
Thank you, Daisy. Zoe Jackson, again, a big day. 9 points, 12 rebounds, just shy of the double-double for Zoe. And again, it comes back to really the first few minutes, 10-0. ACU took the lead and just kind of held Utah Valley at arm's length all day long.
Yeah, and it was just a fight. I mean, we really saw two teams go at it defensively, and it was phenomenal. So, this is a game that it's just a good dose of you really just throw out records, you throw out everything, and it's just matchups. And we saw two really tough teams that hang their hat on tough post play, fast guards trying to get to the rim, and I think again you go back to that first quarter, and that's the difference down the stretch where ACU was able to do a little bit more things.
So 66, so 66-53 the final scores. The Wildcats again even up at 6-6 in Western Athletic Conference play. Hey, a little bit of a bittersweet day here for us here at ACU. Chris Jarrett is final broadcast as part of the ACU family. Chris, it's been a pleasure, man, to share the airwaves with you.
Yeah, it's been great. Again, we talked about it Thursday as well, but big thanks to you, big thanks to Hutton, big thanks to everyone that just, when I got here in August, it was just pretty much tires on the road, and you guys had a great foundation. So great things ahead for athletics, and I'll be keeping tabs on the Wildcats.
You bet, man. Enjoyed it, my friend. Good stuff here for Chris. Best of luck as we go as well. 66-53 our final score here from Moody Coliseum. Again, the Wildcats 10-11, 6-6 in the WAC. Utah Valley at 8-14, 3-10 overall in Western Athletic Conference play. Hey, this has been a presentation of the Western Athletic Conference on ESPN. All of our games are airing on the ESPN networks. They're streaming live. They're also archived on the ESPN app. Until next time, for my great friend, colleague, Chris Jarrett, for Daisy Strine, Roman Raffelli, Zion Webb, and the whole crew led by Hutton Harris, I'm Andy Penny. We're saying so long. Take care. Good afternoon from Abilene, Texas.